Hello, Kyle here. I just finished watching the new Predator film, Prey, that is now on Hulu. I actually didn't have Hulu until a couple of hours ago when I got it to watch this film. This video is going to be both a review and also a kind of editorial on just the preservation of the theatrical experience. So, first off, I love this film. I think Prey was a fantastic addition into the Predator franchise and also just a fantastic film on its own right. It follows this young Comanche woman named Naru who is basically looked down upon by her brothers and her family. She isn't expected to be a fighter. She isn't expected to be the one that will bring home the food for the tribe. She is always underestimated, and it's Naru's story in this movie that she wants to prove that she can do these things, that she can be the, I forgot the name of it. It's like the Kiyomati Kai or something like that. I'm sorry if I butchered it, but it's some type of title that she wants, and it explores her character's drive to achieve that title. And I think that Amber Midthunder, who plays the main character in this film, does a phenomenal job. You really follow her from beginning to end, and I mean, if you're looking at just a film on its own right, I think it does a great job representing the Comanche people. And also, it is kind of flipping the cards. I don't want to really spoil anything, but there is something that I think the film is trying to say in regards to how the history of film has looked down upon the Native American people and different tribes, whether it be the Comanche, whether it be, any other Native American tribe out there. And I think that it's interesting that the film decides to kind of follow their perspective. The main character of this film is not a white man. It's not a white anything. Like the main character of this film is a Comanche woman, and I think that is a huge deal for representation. I feel funny saying this because I didn't know this would happen in the film, but I have to say it because I think that it gives my review a little bit more understanding. It's that there are characters in this film that aren't Comanche, that aren't Native American. And I think that this film did a brilliant job at kind of flipping the table and making them appear as like the savages, which I think was really smart on both the writers, on the directors. They don't even kind of have them speaking like any English. The characters that are speaking English in the film are the Comanche characters, but the way that they are speaking English, it's known in the movie that they are speaking Comanche, and it is their language that is being translated back to us as English. Now, that being said, there is a option on Hulu to watch this film with a Comanche dub, where the actors of the movie actually went back and recorded the film and dubbed over it in their own native language. I am going to watch that some point maybe this weekend, and I have a feeling that may actually be better than the film I watched. Right now, I would give this film like a 9 out of 10. I think it was nearly perfect. The only issue I might have is with the CGI, which, going into what I will get into regarding theatrical, I feel like if this film was a theatrical film, I feel like the CG may have been touched upon a bit better. But I think that this film, with the Comanche dub, will probably work even better than it does now. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I urge everyone that is thinking about watching this film to maybe give the Comanche dub a try, because I think that's really it's really incredible that the Comanche dub is an option and that the actors of the film actually recorded it that way. So I think as a Predator film, it is great. Like, there are some insanely cool kills. There are amazing moments of tension. I think that what this film exceeds in is that it tells its story based on one character, and it places them in the mindset of survival from this predator. This is something that the Predator series has been missing for a while, and I'm glad that they kind of brought this back. I actually believe the best Predator movie is Predators, directed by Robert Rodriguez, starring Adrian Brody, Topher Grace, Lawrence Fishburne, Mahershala Ali, before people knew who Mahershala Ali was. It is, I think, my favorite Predator film, but I have to say, this is pretty close. And I think the reason why, for me, is, as I said, I think that this film has something to say regarding representation, regarding the way that cinema has represented Native American tribes, and how we get to finally see not only a movie celebrating their heritage and their culture, but we get to actually see a Comanche woman take center stage, and she is quite badass. Naru is an amazing character. This is the very first Predator film that is led by a female protagonist, and it is really, really good. I think that I would urge people to kind of watch it. Like, if you have Hulu, watch it on Hulu. If you don't have Hulu, I urge you to get Hulu so you can watch it, because I hope that this film does really well on Hulu and does really well in the social medias, that it gets a sequel, and that sequel is released in theaters, because I believe this film should have been released in theaters, and I am so devastated that these people do not get to see this movie in theaters. When I mean these people, I mean the Comanche people, Native American people, like even the people that worked on this film, the cast and crew. I wish that they could have really shown this film in multiple theaters, because, as I said in my last Bullet Train review, I did not care for Bullet Train, and I think that this film is far superior to that film, and it just hurts me that this is the film that's playing on streaming and not Bullet Train. I also don't understand why they didn't release this in theaters when there aren't many movies playing in theaters right now. That it just doesn't make sense to me. I think we're in a scary time where these studios are feeling too reliant on streaming to put these films out, and I don't care for it at all. I think this film deserved a theatrical release. It is leagues and leagues better than Shane Black's The Predator that came out a couple of years ago, which killed the franchise. That film killed the franchise, and this film just renewed the it just it resurrected the franchise to great degrees. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the Predator in this movie is one scary MFR. So, okay, I think I better end this now. I want to keep this review as short as I can. So, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.